this is a special episode of the Creative Genesis podcast. Check it out. You are listening to the Creative Genesis podcast by Winfluence Media, the show that speaks to professionals in the creative field and entrepreneurs, asking them how they got started so that you too can begin your own journey. If you're looking to step up your journey as a creative or entrepreneur, then you are in the right place. So stay tuned and follow the Creative Genesis podcast, the stepping stone to your success.
God has created you with uniqueness. There's something unique about you that the world doesn't have. So you have a challenge, I have a challenge. What is my challenge? I swim against the tide of times and trusting God, that creativity, that beauty that God has created in me, so unique. So I become a solutionary to the problematic world.
Hello and welcome. You are tuned into the Creative Genesis podcast with your host, Ryan Lobo. Today I speak with Mr. Shekar Kallianpur on the topic Creator and Creativity. Mr. Shekar Kallianpur is a spiritual philosopher, the author of 2 books, and a leadership speaker. This episode has the power to change your life, so stay tuned and watch this podcast. Before we get into this special episode with Mr. Shekar Kallianpur, a short word from our sponsor. Content is everything these days, and with the rise of real content, businesses now more than ever need to start employing high converting content for their businesses. Listen to this quote. Without marketing, there will be no sales. And without sales, there will be no money. Without money, there will be no business. Marketing is the name of the game. Are you a business based in Goa? Well, if you are, then we are the marketing partner for all of your requirements. From shooting real content, to setting up your very own podcast, to shooting and editing professional face-to-camera content for your business, we have the most professional setup for your video production requirements. If you need content on a monthly basis, we are the agency for you. Contact us at videoproductiongoa@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on 7083 401 793 to get to know us better. You can even watch our presentation video on winfluencemedia.in. That's winfluencemedia.in. Winfluence Media, media that wins. Now let's get back to the show. We have with us Mr. Shekar Kallianpur. He's got some mind-blowing insights on creativity for us, so let's dive right into it. We are here with a special episode. This is a special episode, okay? And we are here with Shekar Kallianpur. Shekar sir, you are a spiritual philosopher. You are an author of 2 books. You are a leadership guide and I would call you a leadership guru.
A mentor.
A leadership mentor. You are also associated with a lot of people in Bollywood, I believe. A lot of people in Bollywood come you for spiritual guidance. That's amazing. So it's a huge honor to have you here. Thank you so much. I met you this morning and we had such a beautiful conversation.
That's right.
And some great jokes which we will not share. I'll tell you later. But we had some great jokes. I think somebody got really poked by it.
Wow.
But I really love what you spoke in the morning. So, the reason I invited Shekar sir here is because you were invited as a guest speaker at Whistling Woods. Now, Whistling Woods is one of India's most prestigious, expensive filmmaking schools in India. All right? And Shekar was invited there to give a guest lecture, and he spoke about something really beautiful. In fact, it matches with what the Creative Genesis podcast is all about.
Super.
Can you share what the title of your talk was?
Wonderful. Firstly, I want to say thank you, Ryan. It's my honor and privilege. And
The honor is all mine.
I've seen this young dude, for years, and it's my privilege today to be with him on this special episode. Yes, indeed, I had the privilege of being there to speak to the young, talented leaders who've been qualified not only academically, but also being trained in skills
Yeah.
of filmmaking in all spheres.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was told to be a guest speaker,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking and praying and asking, what should I speak on? And the topic that I felt very strongly was to speak on creator and creativity.
Wow.
Now imagine the whole expanse of the creative audience there
Right.
in all filmmaking, editing, post-production,
Cinematography.
you name
Yep.
it, choreography, music, dance, everybody was there.
So, can you tell us how you got connected with Whistling Woods?
Yeah, we have friends who are
Okay.
part of this,
Okay.
and so it was a joy to be
Yeah.
associated and to
Mhm.
be there and to serve these young people, because what we see in general world around us,
Mm-hmm.
copy paste, you have some success story somewhere,
Right.
and you just run after it and alter it,
Yeah.
change it, and do cut paste.
Correct. Yeah.
And so you chase after a success,
Mm-hmm.
and the challenge is somebody's success cannot be your success.
Right.
You fail,
Mhm.
and then we've seen the whole generation of challenges around us. People getting depressed, lonely, wounded, hurt, because they do not see that kind of success that they had, whom they were chasing after,
Mm-hmm.
following after.
So, are you saying that your topic is about making your own creativity and
Yes.
not copying from what? Because see, let's be honest. Like a lot of the films that we are watching these days are inspired by other films, right? They are rehashed. Like now, recently, I've heard that a lot of the Bollywood films are inspired by South Indian films. And anyway, see, filmmaking is a complex process. You get inspiration from different areas. So, why did you come out with this topic of creativity and creator? I mean, how does it?
I'm a spiritual philosopher. It's my journey since last 42 years.
Okay.
I have been very religious in my background.
Oh, okay.
But 42 years, there's something happened in my life. I became more spiritual than religious.
Okay.
Connectivity with God Himself,
Mm.
the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit. I got connected.
Mm-hmm.
So God is the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen carefully, Ryan. This is powerful. God the creator. There's only one creator around the world
Mm-hmm.
who has created 8 billion home individuals.
8 billion.
8 billion. So
That's-
imagine you coming from a filmmaking background or creative background as a
Yeah.
young leader.
Yeah.
Think about this. There's one creator
Right.
who has 8 billion scripts.
Yeah, I found that really immense to even comprehend.
Yeah. Now your script of your life
Yeah,
is different to your brother's life
that's true.
or your friends or whoever.
Right.
Not only that, they're all individuals.
So why do you call it script of life? How is
The
it
script
like a
of life in the sense 8 billion stories,
Mm.
8 billion testimonies, 8 billion testimonies of victories, of overcoming challenges of life.
Mm.
You look at our thumb.
Yep.
Thumbprint proves to us something which is unique. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an intelligent to know this.
Mhm.
My thumbprint and your thumbprint is so unique. 8 billion thumbprints. They do not match with one another.
Yep. So true.
This is not just mutation, something fell from the cloud or something happened
Mhm.
and it is like this. No. God, the creator, is the God, the designer.
Mm.
There's creativity in God Himself. He is the creator God.
Yep.
So each one of us, we look different. Our person and personality are different.
Mm.
But the challenge is we have become the product of environment. So when you're a product of the environment, do you find your challenge? In life, you are swimming against the tide.
In life, you're swimming against the tide. Okay. What do you
What
mean
does
by
it
that?
mean? It means this. Your challenges you have. My challenges I have.
Yeah.
There's so much of competition. There's so much of complication. There's so much of corruption. There's so much of, you name it. Plus our old challenges of hurt and pains.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking to you this morning. Bitterness and stress.
Yep.
These are the 2 major challenges of emotional health in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
Bitterness has to do with your past. Stress has to do with your future.
Yes.
And so each one, everyone, in these 2 years, let's say 2020, 2021, 2022, in these 3 years, what do you see? The biggest challenge ever in the history of mankind. Pruning, purging, purification. It doesn't matter one is atheist. It doesn't matter one is religious or spiritual or whoever. Everybody is looking somewhere upward for help, for guidance.
I think a lot of people have become very isolated and lonely during the pandemic. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm saying exactly the same. There's nowhere you run to. But imagine this. Earlier,
Yep.
you would travel 3 hours to your workplace or come back 3 hours. But today, in this pandemic, you never traveled, but you're still more weary, more exhausting. Why? Because now your mind is super working.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Everybody is so busy. You want to know whom you love the most? Find out with whom you're investing your time. Even being in a closet for 1 year or 1.5 years, people have been so occupied within themselves on WhatsApp. Internets have gone up. Pornography has gone up. Alcoholism has gone up.
It's gone up.
Higher.
Really?
500 times.
Wow.
Suicides have gone up. Challenges are, they're not able to handle.
Yeah.
Trauma. Domestic violences have gone up. How come? Because the challenges you should know and I should know, the times that we are living in. We're living in the times of the last days, the last hour.
Yeah.
So when I say about creator and creativity, is if you are in an industry, if you are in a atmosphere of even corporate world or generic sense,
Yes.
God has created you with uniqueness. There's something unique about you that the world doesn't have.
That's
So
right.
you have a challenge, I have a challenge. What is my challenge? I swim against the tide of times and trusting God, that creativity, that beauty that God has created in me, so unique. So I become a solutionary to the problematic world.
So a lot of us creators, like I'm into video production. What I have seen is that when someone finds what they are good at and they distinguish themselves from the rest, that's when they find greatness. If we try to copy others, like, to be honest, all great artists are great copiers, okay? But the thing is, they don't copy from one source. They copy from million different things. Like even this podcast, it was inspired by at least 2-3 different sources.
Sure.
You know, the format, probably the lighting is something else, and the feel is something else. You know, so I have got inspirations from various different things. So my question to you is, how do creatives, or how does creativity get enhanced in this competitive and, you know, copycat world?
Simple. When you have a connect upwards, there's something happens within you that you discover yourself. In the times when you're alone, in your challenges of life, how you handle your fears, how do you handle your rejections, how do you handle, I mean, you just explained, you learn from several things and you're doing a program.
Right.
Suppose it's not doing the way you expect it to, the likes, you're not getting the likes the way you want it to go. What do? Maybe copy someone else more, or discover yourself being connecting upwards and say, I need that wisdom, I need that strength, I need that courage, I need that. And that is where I have found.
Yeah.
Now, for example, you know, in the media world or advertising world,
Right.
you know, somebody will say, I use this product, and because of which my hair is growing.
Okay.
The reality, he may be wearing a wig.
Okay.
This is the reality. In
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of, I'm just saying.
Right, right.
But the point is, we're not giving testimonies of something we have not tasted.
Yes.
The beauty is,
Yeah.
when you connect with God, when you connect upwards. Now, God is outdated. God has now become out-fashioned.
Yeah.
Okay? But
But I think, yeah, go
I
ahead.
have experience for the last 42 years. I have a connect with God.
Yeah. So,
It's-
this podcast is a secular podcast, and not all people believe in God.
Doesn't
There are
matter.
atheists, but how would you now? Suppose someone doesn't believe in God, right? How do you connect to a higher creative or creator
Power or
power?
creator. Let
Or,
me say
yeah,
this.
what do you call it?
One atheist once said, "Thank God I'm an atheist."
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right? Come on, give me a
That's a
high
good
five for
one.
that. Okay. Now the point is, science does not prove that there is no God.
Yep.
Science actually proves there is God.
Mm.
Now you all breathe oxygen,
Yep.
whether an atheist, whether a believer, whether a good person, righteous person, spiritual person.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Sun rises and shines on every one of us.
Right. But
Now let me complete this.
Mhm.
We all, none of us are going to live here for eternity.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
45 million people died. Even healthy people were part of it.
Where during the pandemic?
The pandemic.
Oh, I never knew that.
45 million.
45 million. Wow, that's
Now,
huge.
45 million people died of corona and related disease during the period. You are now alive. I'm alive, number one.
Yeah.
People who are wealth, influence, healthy, poorest of the poor, rich of the rich.
Mhm.
Now the challenge is, I see the providence of God's protection. No matter how much immunity I built, no matter how much vitamin C or zinc or PPP mask and whatever,
Mhm.
I believe I connect to God who has taken care of me. Every flight that takes off,
Yeah.
it should depend on the aerodynamics,
Right.
on the providence of God's protection. That this plane that is
And
taken off-
engineering, right?
and engineering.
Yep.
Where did that wisdom come from? How do you maneuver when the winds are across?
Mm.
Where this genius come from?
Mm.
Is someone, okay? He's a loving God. He's a caring God.
Yep.
You may not connect with him. You may not know him. You may reject him. But simply because you're rejecting doesn't mean he's not there.
So, how do I say? If we were to just talk in a general sense,
Generic, yeah.
yeah, how do creatives, because see, this podcast is meant for people who desire to be their own, creators on their own. It's meant for people who want to be entrepreneurs to solve problems in this world. And I do believe that many people are inspired by the problems they see and then create solutions to them.
Yeah.
You've come across a lot of Bollywood celebrities, many celebrities. And I'm not sure who all you've met, but I'm sure some really big people. How do they find their creative genius?
Let me say this, and this is powerful.
Yeah.
Poor man needs rich man's wealth,
Okay.
and rich man needs poor man's health.
Okay.
No matter what success anybody has seen,
Mhm.
there is a vacuum in their heart.
Okay.
A time comes, I'm a student of economics,
Mhm.
there's something called diminishing marginal utility. Now when you're hungry,
Yeah.
you'll eat anything. The first time you eat a meal, a morsel,
Yeah.
the optimum satisfaction.
Yeah, that's true.
You keep on eating.
Then you're
Keep on eating.
It's not as novel
Diminishing.
anymore.
Now, you are married
Yeah.
to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now, in that relationship,
Yeah.
oneness of heart, mind, and soul, and perfect. You get me?
Yes.
Then it becomes, for some people, it's a drab.
Mm.
It's just commodity, or it just, and you see the increasing divorces, increasing of all kinds of stuff that is happening in the society.
Yep.
So there's a Godship vacuum. And that vacuum, I call it God Almighty. You may call power, you may call ism, you may call whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is for your creativity or for your life and purpose, if you look upward in that moment of time of helplessness, where you know your creativity, your power, your wealth, your all that power you have is not able to deliver you from that bondage or deliver you from that limitation.
All right.
I would recommend, you don't have to follow what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but I would look upwards and ask God, whoever. I may not know his name, doesn't matter. I may not know, I'm not religious, I don't do anything good work, but I looked upwards and said, God, help me. Whoever you are, help me. You may call him superpower, you may call him energy. I'm telling you, it's worked in me.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is so right, because there are some huge and amazing artists in this world, right? And many of them don't believe in God, but they do say that they find a creative energy. They find a like a source of inspiration, or they find something that's that they attribute their creativity to.
Absolutely.
So is that what you're talking about when you spoke to these students about creative versus or creator and creativity? Is that what you're talking about?
I was talking to them, man, you don't have to copy Bollywood or Hollywood or any stories or wherever. You look upwards and say, God, make me genuine.
Yep.
Give me stories. Give me values. Give me creative giftings. Give me that music score, which is heavenly. Give me that something that'll touch somebody's life and transform somebody's life and bring values of their life. And when you look upwards, I have seen it. Now it's like this. If I know there's a solution,
Right.
I will always run to a solution. Nobody gets lost on the straight road.
That's right.
You learn from mistakes. A leader and a follower. A follower learns from his own mistakes. But a leader learns from somebody else's mistakes.
Oh, really?
I did make mistakes 42 years ago.
Yep.
But now I'm a good leader. I learn from other people's mistakes. The challenge with us is, I may say, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God. Doesn't matter. Learn from our mistakes of 42 years. I'm sharing with you. Look upwards. Shortcuts leads to short circuit.
That's a good one. I like what you say, look upwards. I think I'm finally getting what you're saying. In life, we don't have all the answers. And we can look upwards towards other people for inspiration, for guidance, for revelation maybe. I don't know whether revelation, but like, I'll be honest, I have to attribute part of my where I am right now, because when I quit my job in the oil field in Halliburton, right, I didn't know what to do. I got an engineering job in South Goa, but I had to move to Marga, which I didn't want to do, so I didn't take it up. And my spiritual leader, Matthew Kurian, he gave me like a small handycam, which I shared on my first episode, the pilot episode. It's there actually somewhere. It's one small handycam. And he said, why don't you shoot some videos of me? And that small thing, that small direction which he gave me, sparked a burst of learning in me, sparked a burst of imagination in me.
Absolutely.
And I never knew that I loved technical gear. Like, I didn't know that I loved cameras and lights, and I never knew that. But I took that small direction that he gave me, and today I am this, So I looked upwards, and I like what you said.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, I can look up to my parents, look up to my friends, mentors, gurus. I can look up to whoever can help me in technology.
Yep.
I'm also going a step further. Time comes where all help is not sufficient. For your creativity and for you to be original, if you look upwards. See, people around us is a great blessing. But there are times where people around us, they have a lot of limitations. They have challenges.
Right.
Their availability, their vulnerability is so limited around us to help us.
Yeah.
So the easiest way, I would say, is to look upwards and say, whoever you are, help me, guide me. I need help.
Yeah.
That's a good beginning. Yeah. It's like breathing.
Mm.
Now you do not see oxygen, but you breathe.
Yes.
You may say, there's no oxygen. It doesn't matter. When there's oxygen, you're breathing.
Yeah.
So that is God. I don't see Him. I don't feel Him. Doesn't matter. He is there.
That's true.
He has a plan to make you, not to break you, to give you hope and future.
Yeah.
How do I know He is there? I may not know His name. Hey, look at the thumbprint. You're unique. It doesn't match with anyone else in the world. 8 billion people. He gives us oxygen. He gives us sunlight. He's faithful. Never once I have, or you have, anybody on this earth has prayed, hey, whoever you are, you gave me oxygen till today. Will you give it to me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Now, for example, I don't have to remind you, hey, Ryan, please breathe.
Yeah.
You don't need a prophetic motivational word to breathe.
Correct.
You don't need some bonuses to breathe. You
Right.
breathe. You don't breathe, you don't live.
That's true.
Simple. You do not, if you're not connected above, then there's a degeneration always, constantly. But if you're connected from above, you'll be regenerated, renewed, strengthened from faith, to hope, to glory to glory. That's my life for 42 years. Now the choice is yours. The choice is yours means I am a real, genuine testimony I'm giving you. Now you may say, I don't believe in God. Doesn't matter. But someday when time comes, when you're at the end of the rope of your life, when everything else has failed, your strength is failing, your creativity is failing, your resources failing, and everything is failing, and everybody is failing, you're hurt and wounded. No shortcuts. Look upwards. And when you look upwards, I promise you, the one who created the heaven and the earth, the one who gives me oxygen every day, the one who gives us sunlight, the one created, there's only one creator.
That's true.
He will come and he will surely help you and me. That is what I would love to encourage all our friends and viewers who are watching. You know, the genesis of God, the creator.
Yeah.
He has a plan to make us, not to break us, to give us hope in future.
You know, while you were speaking, I had two thoughts. But now that you spoke about Genesis, you know, the first verse in the Bible, it says, it describes God as a creator. And I do believe that we are made in God's image. And because we are made in God's image, we too should be creators.
Yep.
You know, that's what this podcast is all about. To spur creativity.
Yep.
To give people a guide by listening to other people's stories about how they too became creators. And now creators can be entrepreneurs. Creators can be businesses. Creators can be photographers, videographers, makeup artists, all these things. But you know, while you were speaking, there are two things which really touched me. You said, look up to someone, right? You know, there are two guests on my podcast. One is Datta Gowde. The other one is Sandeep Patil. Both of them wanted to become something. They loved photography. So they actually traveled to Bombay to find a mentor, to find a guru, to find someone to teach them fashion photography or architecture photography. And, you know, because they went and they, you know, I to be honest, I really love this, the Indian culture. Because in the Indian culture, there was no schools in the past. There was only guru and their shikshak, right? Is that what they call it?
Yep.
So the guru would teach a bunch of people. So these two photographers, today they are amazing photographers, very accomplished, beautiful. But I think a huge part of their success today is because when they were younger, they went out and they sought a guru. Now I'm not talking about a guru in a traditional term.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
a guru in photography or a guru in fashion photography. And because of those mentors, because of those guides, because of those teachers, today they carry on their legacy.
I believe so.
You know, so, and I believe many people in the film industry also, they always are looking up to somebody to get inspiration from.
Only in movie industry or wherever, everywhere, in the corporate world, in the secular world, the 7 mountains that we have. In
7 mountains, what's
yes,
that?
like the government, the youth, the family, the arts, entertainment, the corporate world, or, you know, fashion world. And so in all these different spheres of the society, everybody's looking. See, you can't see God. But there is a place that God has given to mentored by parents, home, family, gurus around us. It's only when you trust, you will rest.
Right.
If you do not trust, you will rust.
Wait, if it's only when you trust, you will rest. If you do not trust, you will rust. Can you explain that more?
You see, if you're my guru,
Yeah.
I'm in a place where I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do.
Yep.
Now, you may give me your gyan, you may give me your experience.
Yep.
If I don't trust what you're telling me, I'll continue where I am, rusting.
Ah, okay. You'll be still in tension. You will
Yeah.
still be worried.
I mean,
You'll
it's a
still be
rust.
stressed
It's
out.
wasted.
It's rust. It's wasted.
I mean, it's a toxin.
Yep. Stress is a toxin.
Of course,
Okay.
you know. I mean, if you are anxious,
Mm.
you cannot focus. If you're anxious and trying to do something, you're impulsive. You're reacting. You're not responding.
Mm-hmm.
You see, in the challenges of life today, people give up their life. People give up their whatever. It's because they are not responding. They are reacting. We have become impulsive. The generation today is very impulsive. But if we learn to trust,
Mm-hmm.
trust my mentor, trust my parents, trust my friends. The challenge today in the world, people have lost trust. They don't know whom to trust.
That's
Because
true.
of abuse or because of misappropriation or because of corruption or because of whatever reasons. So that's why the easiest way who will not let you down
Mm-hmm.
is upwards, the one who created you. How do I know he will not let you down? He gives me oxygen every day.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Whether
How-
you're good or bad.
Imagine this. The one who gives us oxygen every day, if he had to say tomorrow onwards you have to pay GST, half of us would be in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He's given it freely.
Yep.
So what I'm sharing with you, freely I receive, freely I give. I learned it through my pain. I learned it through hard ways.
Yep.
So I'm saying to the next generation, hey, you don't have to be going through what I went through.
Yes.
Save your life.
Okay, I have an interesting question for you, okay? So I read this about Ray Charles. Ray Charles is a very famous, I think blues or jazz, I'm not sure which genre, but in the US, very famous singer, musician. I heard that he constantly put himself in a place of pain and hurt by having broken relationships, bad relationships. I don't know what he's done. He's probably broken a lot of hearts, hurt a lot of women. And he himself has been hurt by a lot of broken relationships. He constantly put himself in a place of pain, and from that place of pain came some of his most beautiful music. What's your commentary on that?
You see, I've not heard him. I don't know him.
Okay.
But nevertheless, once experience,
Mm.
you can celebrate.
Mm.
But for you to experience what he experienced, you'll not be able to celebrate.
Mm.
You'll not be able to even tolerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Now my point is, it is his experience.
Yep.
Out of that came the creativity. Good for him, good for those who like him.
Mm.
But the point is, I would not want to go through the pain that someone else has gone through.
That's true.
My choice is, do I embrace the pain?
Mm-hmm.
If I embrace the pain, I become wiser.
Yeah.
If I reject the pain, I become bitter.
Mm.
So my reaction to this is, response to this is, that's good for him.
Mm.
But for me, if I can make it same creativity or better creativity without that pain,
Yeah,
which is more beneficial.
of course.
Someone doesn't have to go through the pain the way he's gone so that creativity will come.
That's true.
You're copy-paste.
Yeah.
I'm not copy-paste.
Mm.
I'm original. God has no Xerox copies.
God
God
has
has
no
got-
Xerox copies.
God
That's
has got
true.
all originals.
Yep.
Look at the thumbprint. You're original. That's a call. Now that original God, that created God, if you look upwards,
Mm.
you will trust. So when you trust, you will rest.
Mm. I like that. Yeah.
And when you trust, your mind, your spirit is regenerated.
Mm.
If I don't trust looking upwards, my mind is still the same state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Degeneration.
Mm.
Degenerated mind is open.
So you're saying when you don't trust, you rust?
When you don't trust looking upward,
Mm.
you will rust. Rust in the sense, same mundane.
I've seen that.
Same,
I've actually
same
seen that, yeah.
Okay. Same issue, same life. Today you may overcome A problem. Tomorrow is a bigger B problem.
Mm.
You're going to learn to navigate. If you're regenerated in your mind, you will navigate. If you're not regenerated, then you manipulate.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you learn to, sorry, say that again. It was so beautiful.
If your mind is regenerated,
Okay.
that means I look upwards.
Yeah.
You may not know the name, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
I need help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if there's fire, you call whatever,
The-
911, 100, 101 or whatever
Yeah.
you need. You don't go dig the well when there's fire. Come on, man.
Yeah. You don't rely on your own strength.
You don't rely.
Yeah.
Take help.
Yep.
Okay, father, mother, brother, sister, mentor. If everybody else fails, then there's a simple way, easy way, which is the easy way for me. You may call me foolish, you may call me whatever, you may call me, oh, he's religious. Doesn't matter what you call me. What is important is this is working. This is easy. Let me explain. You have a choice of climbing 5,000 floors
Yep.
or get into the elevator and press 5,000, the switch, the lift kara de.
Yeah.
Simple. So when I trust in God, I don't rust.
You don't
When
rust.
I trust
Yeah.
in God, I don't have to manipulate and be like the other one in the competitive world. I navigate.
Yeah, I really like what you said about manipulation. So, what you're basically saying that people who are manipulative believe that they have to do everything on their own. They can't depend on like a higher power, and they have to.
Yeah, you see-
They affect the change in the world. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I mean to say by manipulating is I misuse your generosity.
Okay.
I misuse all the helps for my benefit. I manipulate it. How to be more competitive. I'm not transparent. I'm not open. I get my way done.
Mm.
You get me?
Right.
I want to make sure he's not existing. I want to live. It's the survival of the fittest.
Oh, really?
Now remember one thing. The world around us is running a rat race.
Okay.
Even if you win the race, you're still a rat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not talking about rat race. We're talking about life.
Mm.
Life is real. You're
That's
a
true.
real person. You breathe real oxygen.
Mm.
You're real. So in the real world, I can't put a facade of goodness and try to manipulate you for my benefit.
Yeah.
So I'm manipulating it. I'm
Yep,
using you. I'm abusing your trust in me
Right.
and abusing information.
Yeah.
I'm abusing your generosity.
Yeah.
The world around us today, why are the people generally lost their trust? They are not able to trust anyone. Because if they cannot trust whom they see, how will they trust in power, God, who's unseen? That's why it's becoming difficult. God has become old-fashioned. God is outdated. But for me, last 42 years, my life is getting better than ever before. We've written 2 books.
Yes, I was
One
going to
of-
ask you about that.
One of them is You're Born Natural to Walk Supernaturally.
I love the title of the book.
You're born natural to walk supernaturally. I mean, I'll give it to you on your email,
Yeah.
a soft copy. You can give it to your people, whoever want, free of cost.
Great.
As a gift, I would give it to all of you if you can ask it.
Sure.
Then if you're married,
Mhm.
we are married for 34 years. The second book is Wedding is for a Day, Marriage is for Life.
Mm.
And this book is on values of how to agree to disagree and reality of marriage. And we found that life is so beautiful when you look upwards. It's easy. Like I said, you climb 5,000 floors
Mhm.
or get into elevator and press the button.
Right.
And so I have seen, that's what the scripture says, come to me heavy burden and I will give you rest. Rest is not eating the best food. Rest doesn't come by eating organic food or sleeping on the best bed. Rest is a person.
Rest is a person. Okay.
And so I believe, this is my conviction strongly. Rest is a person. His name is Yeshua. And I trust in him. He loves me so much. He loves the world so much. If you were the only human being on this earth, Ryan, The same God who gives you oxygen and the sunlight would still come down and pay the price for the penalty of my sin.
Yeah.
You see? Now, for example, can I have my cell phone just to handle it?
Give me the cell phone, please.
Okay. This cell phone belongs to me. Okay, let's say this. Okay. This belonged to Apple at one time.
Yes.
Apple was the owner.
Yep.
But now when I paid the price, it belongs to me. The identity is changed.
Yes.
Now I'm the owner. Apple cannot claim it.
Right.
I'm the owner. I choose what I do with this. Same way, God the Creator, my identity is restored because I believe in Him, because He paid the price for me. And so when I have a connect with God, my body has become the temple of God. His Spirit dwells in me. And I see this, today's young people, today's successful people, 8.9 billion people, the same God, the Creator of heaven and earth. He who gives them oxygen, He who gives them sunlight, is the same God. If you look upwards, you'll find that vacuum going. Your mind is regenerated. No more you have to rust. You'll walk in trust. And you will walk in rest. And you will find your creativity that is already deposited in you. It's like a mango seed.
Right.
A mango seed is a seed. As long as it is a seed, it's seed. But the moment you trust by sowing that seed into the soil, that means you're willing to humble yourself, put yourself down, and you lose your identity. And the identity is in God and trusting, looking upwards. That seed, which was created to be a mango, it'll never be pineapple. It'll never be a banana. It'll never be a jackfruit. It'll always be mango.
You know, I think I can relate to this. So I used to do weddings, okay? And there came a point of time where I said, I don't want to do weddings, you know? And because I had that freedom of mind, I had to think, now how do I make my money? You know? I said, let me try something else. And probably because of that rest in my mind, probably this came about. You know? Because if you
Beautiful.
see, weddings are extremely, there's a lot of work that goes into
Absolutely.
it. And there's constant, you know, stuff that you have to do.
Yeah.
You cannot ease your mind. And especially many people work alone. They don't work with teams. Like I have a team over here. That's why we can do all these things. If I was working alone, if I was a solo guy, no way I could do it. You know? So I really like that you said you need that rest. You need that rest. Another question I have to ask is, many people, they have mentors, right? They have gurus. They have, you know, people they look up to. But it comes to a point in time where, see, now the guru is here and the shikshak is here. Guru keeps on imparting, keeps on imparting, keeps on imparting. They come to a point where they may not be the same level, but in some ways, this guy may be stronger than him.
Yeah.
Right? And then sometimes there are clashes. So how do you deal with that?
Now, two things are there. Scripture says, no teacher can be equal to his master.
No teacher can be equal to his master.
Yeah, I mean, no student, sorry. No student can be equal to his master.
Okay. Yeah.
But when a student is fully trained, he can be as good as the master.
Right.
Now, if my master is a human being,
Right.
I become equal to him,
Yeah.
or even better than him
Okay.
with technology today.
Right.
But when my master, trainer, mentor is the creator himself, man can fail. His life can fail. His health can fail. His character can fail. His commitment towards me can fail. His time of sacrifice towards me can fail. But God never fails. That's why I say look upwards.
Look upwards. I like that. Yeah. I think there's one person in this life who can never fail us, and that is upwards.
The creator himself.
The creator himself. Yeah.
And I've seen, if I tell you, Ryan, my life journey,
Uh-huh.
talking like this,
Right.
I was a shy young man
Really?
42 years ago.
Oh, I could never
Shy
imagine
is the word. Capital shy. It's-
Really?
Yeah. If my friend or my leader or whoever would say, okay, next Friday you got to do this, you have to speak to 10 people.
that. Uh-huh.
Friday night, Thursday night, I will get fever. If I don't get fever,
you
I will
literally
lie.
get physically ill.
Yeah, honestly.
Really?
I have sleepless nights.
Okay.
And if you had given me a thought or a script or whatever to speak, it's gone. How was that? This is me.
Okay.
But when I begin to look upwards, I said, God, whoever you are, help me.
Yeah.
If you look at the place where I came from, poverty,
Okay.
from the slums of Mumbai,
Really?
no
Okay.
lights. Our restroom toilets were you had to walk 10 minutes.
Mm.
I came from that background. No lights, no electricity when you were studying.
Mhm.
In my first year, second year class school.
Mhm.
I came from that background.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you without exaggeration, without amplifying anything of that, as it is.
Mhm.
Today what I am is because God, the Creator, He's my Lord, He's my Savior. His name is Yeshua. I believe in Him. He's right now here, Holy Spirit is here. So if you're going through your times of challenges, hardships,
Mhm.
you're very exhausted, the scripture says, where His presence is, there's liberty.
Mhm.
Where His presence is, there's life. Where His presence is, there's joy.
Mhm.
Now while we're talking with your team here sitting, everybody's so well behaved and sitting.
Mhm.
You and I well behaved and sitting. Imagine if this room is full of smoke.
Mhm.
Nobody's going to wait here for you and me. Oh, let me finish this talk.
Mhm.
There's smoke. What will you do?
Run
You'll
out.
run.
Yeah.
Why? Because you need oxygen. They're not going to run for saving your studio.
Mm.
They want to save their life. I don't know whether you say yes or no.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the truth. Isn't it? But that's the reality.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Oh my goodness, my loyalties changed.
Mm.
That's reality.
Yeah.
We all look inwards.
Right.
But if you learn to look upwards,
So you're saying that for true creativity to come out, we need to look upwards instead of inside. But there are many people who say, look inside of you. There is something inside of you that can bring out originality, that can bring out creativity. And you yourself said that everyone is built uniquely. So how would you respond? Like,
it's easy to respond. It's not a challenging question.
mm,
Can I work on my face on my own right now?
yeah.
No, I can't see my face.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You said yes. How? I can't work on my face.
Yeah.
But if I look in the mirror,
Yes. Then you can. Yeah.
so when you look upwards,
Right.
God
Shows you who you are.
Who you are.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I'm making it simple. It's not religious.
Mm.
Simple. The challenge with us is we have become too religious.
Mm.
You look upwards and say, God, show me who you are. And God will show me.
Yep.
Oh, this is my flaw. This is my challenge. Help me to overcome.
Mm.
So I don't have to manipulate anything. I don't have to exaggerate anything. I don't have to do anything. I just be Shekar, period. I'm talking to you, Shekar, period.
Mm.
So when I live with that, in some places called illumination, some places called revelation,
Uh-huh.
some places called power, some will say energy. Boss, there's only one thing, look upwards.
Look upwards.
He's Almighty God. When you look to Him, His
Trust.
presence comes.
Trust.
You trust, you'll not rust.
I love that. You know, I've seen.
Let me say one more
Yeah.
thought. When you trust, you will not rust. When you rest, you will not be in the dust.
Oh, good one. I like your little sayings. Really nice. Makes sense. Say again. Say again.
When you trust, you will not rust.
Okay.
So when you trust, you rest.
Yes.
So when you rest, you're never in the dust.
Yeah. I'll tell you. So there is a incident that happened in my life which totally, like, you spoke exactly. So there was this incident where me and my wife and a few family members had to approach a bunch of people to get an approval for a certain project. Okay. And that project, I kind of, like, I felt it was my right to have that project. Okay. But everyone was against me. Every single person was against me. Okay. And every single person started taking a vote. Okay, do you agree to this project? Let him have it. Everyone said no, 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 no. And you know, I was coming to the point where I was full of anger, and I was going to tell my wife, Eustacia, see, I can see that nothing is working in my favor. Nothing at all is working in my favor. I am going to now speak up, and I'm going to get my way. I'm going to speak to all these people and say, hey, this is my right. I will do it. But she said, Ryan, just trust. Just keep quiet. Just trust. Just look above. She actually said that. Just look above. Just trust. And I was like, why should I trust? I can see in front of my eyes, everyone is disagreeing. Every single person is saying no. I can see what's going to happen. I am sure what's going to happen. Why should I trust? Let me now put in my effort to make this thing happen in my favor. But I said, you know what, let me listen to my wife. I'll keep quiet. I looked above. I said, okay. I am putting my hands off this. And you would not believe it. It was like magic happening in front of me. Slowly one person said, you know what, let's give him a chance. And that one person convinced another. Everyone said yes at the end. And I was awestruck. And as you said, I did not have to manipulate. I did not have to fight. It just was trust and rest. And it was brilliant. So I love what you're saying.
I believe this, Ryan, with all my heart. Everybody, I challenge this for you to think. Once you know the solution,
Right.
and you do not go towards a solution, you wait for yourself to fail, you're wasting your time.
If you know a solution and you don't go to a solution, if you wait for yourself to fail, you're wasting your time.
I know there's a solution there.
Okay.
It's easy. There's an elevator.
Right.
I love the examples.
I have to climb 5,000 floors.
Right. So you have two choices.
Not stairs, floors.
Floors.
I have a choice. I know the elevator. It's working. The guy or the gatekeeper there is welcoming you.
Yeah.
But I said, no, let me go.
On my own strength. I
On
can
my
do
own
it.
strength. Maybe 10, 20, 30, 40. Imagine the investment of your energy in climbing.
Yeah.
You don't deserve that.
You don't deserve what?
You don't deserve that exhaustion.
Okay.
That exhaustion, you could have reserved, that strength and energy you could have reserved for your creativity.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So true.
Come on, say wow.
That's wow.
That's free.
That's
Come on.
That's very insightful. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean,
so true.
if I just get into the elevator,
Yeah.
save my energy, save my time, man, in few minutes I'm on my 5,000 floors. Imagine going up.
Wasting your time.
No. You see, I'll get my 6 packs. I'll got this. Man, you got something else. You save your time and do it somewhere else, on your gym or wherever.
Right.
But this is conserving. The challenge with us is, you know the solution, but you want to work hard. You work
In your own strength.
in your own strength. That doesn't mean you're not creative. You'll find the creativity. When you look upwards, you'll see yourself more better than ever before. You'll know your strength, you'll know your weaknesses. Once you know your weaknesses, you work on your weaknesses. I want to leave a thought for all of us, and those who are watching, and especially all the young leaders. All of us, we need to apply this. I do it even now in the last 42 years. And that is 3 leadership steps.
3 leadership steps.
Do what you can.
Mm-hmm.
Use what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And start where you are.
Do what you can. Use what you have. Start where you are.
Very often, listen carefully. Do what you can. Very often we do not do what we can. We waste our time and energy on what we do not have.
That's true.
Oh, I wish I had that. I wish, oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have that. We always run into emotional stress. But do what you can. Use what you have. We don't use what we have.
Yeah.
We ponder on what we do not have.
Yeah.
And the most of it, among all the people of the world, we have a starting problem.
Yeah. Start. Just start.
Just
right?
start.
Yeah. Yeah.
You told me and I said, yes, I'm coming. Just start. You have to start.
Yeah. So true. So
So
true.
if we do that, I follow this principle every day. Every day. You do not live for yesterday, neither you live for tomorrow.
Mm.
You live for today. If you learn to handle yourself today, the unseen God will handle you tomorrow.
Wow.
The biggest challenge with us, we live on yesterday or we stressed about tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We got to learn. My prayer through this talk,
Mm-hmm.
even if one of you
Right.
apply this principle of handling your today,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you will become a history maker.
Mm.
But if you do not handle yourself today well, then you'll become a history.
Yeah.
Who are the people who have history? They have only past. They do not have their future.
You know, Pastor, this is very, very relevant because just last night, okay, all of you guys should listen to this. Just last night, I was speaking to a very close friend of mine. He's a very senior photographer. I highly respect him. And he's like, Ryan, you have to consider what you're doing. You are getting people on your podcast who are, they're good, they're not bad, but they're not masters. You know, we photographers want to listen to masters. I'm like, bro, I have to first of all reach that level where I can invite masters, right? We have you, and it's such a privilege because Shekar Kallianpur is like a huge guy in Bombay, all right? No, seriously, I've known you now I've had the privilege of knowing you for the past 6 years after I got married and moved to Goa. But you come to Goa and then you are mostly in Bombay. And this guy is telling me, you need to get masters on the show. I'm like, how? Come on, I have to start somewhere. So first thing is, thankfully I can say that I am doing what I can do. Whoever I can invite. You know, someone inspirational, someone motivational, someone who can provide value to the viewers. I'm starting with who I can. And even small people have great stories. You know, you don't have to be like a superstar to have a great story. You can be someone small. Like Punita is someone who's just starting out. She can be an inspiration to someone. Clinton, Abhishek, all these guys, they have their own stories, right? That doesn't, just because they're not superstars doesn't mean they don't have value, right? So I'm starting off where I can. Second thing is use what you have, right? That's what you said. So I was thinking, you know, I would love to have this podcast co-hosted by somebody. And I didn't have anyone. We tried somebody else, they backed off. So I said, Punita, why don't you try it? Okay? And she took up the challenge and she said, okay, I'll be the co-host. So she does the we call them the links.
Yeah.
She links the podcast, you know, the intro, outro, things like that. Obviously, I need to work with her to, you know, improve her, make her more bubbly and stuff like that. So I need to work on that. But she took up the challenge. So I'm using what I can. And the last one was start.
Start where you.
Creative Genesis is all about the start. It's, you know, people's stories of how they started inspired me the most.
I would say to you, you know, it's good your friend gave you his wisdom rather than reacting, respond. How do I respond?
Right.
I don't look for opportunities.
Mm.
Every day is an opportunity.
Mm.
If you look for opportunities, you lose opportunities.
If you look for opportunities, you lose opportunities. Okay.
But every day is an opportunity.
All right.
Every day.
Yeah.
We met for dinner last night.
Yeah.
Okay. You told me, Shekar, I'm doing this. I asked you, hey, what are you doing? You told me, what are you doing? Then you said, can you come? I said, of course I'll come.
Yeah.
I don't have to think. I don't have to pray about it. I came. My point is this for every young one. Let's not be opinionated.
Mm.
Be original.
Mm.
Be original. You are unique. You have a call. You are designed uniquely.
Mm.
No matter what you do, it's unique. And when you look upwards, God will shape that uniqueness to make you a history maker.
Yep.
When I was born in the least of the Mumbai slums.
Really?
A seed.
Mm-hmm.
But today, I'm a fruitful tree becoming a dense forest.
Yep.
Only because I look upwards. Not because mango seed is great.
Mm.
But the one who created mango seed gives rain from above.
Yeah.
So you need to look upwards for the rain to come.
Mm.
For the breath to come. For life to come. For your genuinity which is inside it to be drawn. So when I look into a mirror, I can make my face cleaner, sharper.
Yep.
And so I would encourage you, everyone, young one, God is not finished with you. I'm saying this prophetically. Your best season is not over yet.
Yep.
Your best season is beginning now. Look upwards. What you heard me speak all this while, I would say this wisdom at the closing. Eat the chicken, leave the bones. But if you like the bones, chew them. But don't throw the chicken.
Mm.
Why? Because learning from somebody else's experience of 42 years within 42 minutes will change your life for the next 42 years. The choice is mine. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you so much. We had some very deep stuff here.
Wow.
I wish I had more time to dig into it. We had such amazing content. It is once again such an honor and privilege to have you. Really, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and for coming to our humble studio.
I would love
Thank
to.
you so much.
Every time, I promise you, every time I come to Goa, this will be one of my tourist center.
Oh, wow. That would be great. Amazing.
It'll
Thank
be
you
my
so much.
tourist center.
Awesome. So that was a special episode of the Creative Genesis podcast. We had Shekar Kallianpur here. We are so inspired right now. I don't know what to say. I think I should stop talking.
I would say, if you have any questions,
Yeah.
you can write to me on
How do we?
on my email.
So if people want to get in touch with you, how do we?
Yeah, you can call me. You can write to me on skministries@gmail.com. Ministries is plural. skministries@gmail.com.
That's amazing.
Or you can write to me directly, not to my secretary and her secretary. You can talk to me directly.
That's
Plus
beautiful.
91 98210 77769. Plus 91 98210 77769. And ever you need, we could do a Zoom content.
Uh-huh.
I believe with technology we can do it.
Yeah, we can.
I would love to be there.
Wow.
I would love to speak on leadership. I would love to speak on human values. I would love to speak on anything under the sun. You let me know. Why? Simply because I am in the image of His likeness. And we walk in regenerated mind. We are not here to manipulate, but to navigate your life into the call and purpose of God to make you a history maker.
Wow. That was some powerful stuff. And you are the first person who's ever shared a number. Like you've literally shared your mobile number. Punita saying, I'm writing it down. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
But how you, okay, I know it's at the end, but how can you be so open with your personal number?
Listen, if God loves me so much, He can leave heaven for me. For me as me.
Right.
I have a purpose to reach out to those young people. Those who are confused or hurting in pain. those who are with orphan spirit, who are lacking in terms of guidance. They have a plan. God has a plan to make them, not to break them, make them history makers. But because of there's no one to listen, there's no one to care, no one to reach out to them, people end up messed up. My desire is giving you personal number
That's so beautiful.
so that you'll not be messed up, but you'll become a messenger.
Hey, wow.
You will not be having tests and trials, but you'll have a testimony. And that's my goal.
That's so beautiful. So one last thought I have, or one last thing I'd like to share before we end.
The last.
So, at the beginning of this year, I got a message from you on LinkedIn, all right? And I thought, Shekar Kallianpur is such a big guy, like maybe he has some auto messages going out to everyone. But it was a blessing over my life. It was a blessing, and it was so powerful and something that I really seeked in my heart, that. And I said, could this be like an auto message, or is it like really Shekar? And it turned out to be him, and I was like, wow, you would take the time to do that.
Yeah.
And you blessed my life with such something that I was really hurting about, I was really afraid about. And he sent me that message, and I was like, I could breathe,
Let me say this, as a testimony, why I do this. We did something in the city of Mumbai, Maharashtra, Bangalore, other places. A huge media campaign around 5 cities.
Right.
And we gave them a toll-free number.
Yeah, I remember this. I think I was in Bombay at that
Okay.
time.
So we had 300 people, 24/7.
Yeah.
300 means each time schedule for 8 hours for 3 times.
Right.
And I gave my number also in terms of asking them that I would be on the call, sitting in the call center.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up the call on the toll-free number.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hello. He said, sir, I saw your toll-free number. I'm calling you. I said, yes. What can I do for you? He said, I can see the train coming. I'm about to jump and commit suicide. Tell me, what solution do I have? The train is just coming. I said, okay. I said, you have made up your mind. It's not by chance you saw that number and calling me. And it's not chance that I'm speaking to you. I said, let me reason out with you. Suppose you jump anyways.
Right.
And you don't die. Your hands have gone, your feet are gone. You'll be more miserable than today. What if you think and make an opportunity to call me on my personal number and talk to me more? He said, sure, surely I'll do it. And that guy is alive even today.
Wow.
This is a true story. I have hundreds, thousands of stories like this.
Yeah. That's so beautiful.
Only the one who's upwards is a celebrity. We are here
That's
just
true.
human beings as solutionaries. Because my life is transformed, I can become a transformer.
Wow. That's powerful.
If I do not become a transformer, and if I'm not transformed, I will live a conformed life. Be it religious, be it atheistic, or be it humanism, or be whatever. I'll be of no use to anyone because I myself is messed up. How can I help somebody else? It's only when I look upwards, my life from mess to message, from test and trial to testimony, I can become a transformer because I look upwards every day, my life is transformed. So Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Love to be here again.
Yes, thank you so much. So that was a special episode called Creativity and Creator. It was amazing. Shared with your friends. Thank you very much.
Blessings.
Well, that was our second special episode of the Creative Genesis podcast. It was much shorter than our usual podcast because we stuck to just one topic. We would love to know your feedback in the comment section on YouTube. Plus, we post reels of this podcast on our Instagram page at Winfluence Media. That's spelled as WINFLUENCE_media. So do follow us there. Subscribe to this channel and follow us on all platforms where podcasts are found. We are listed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Audible. We would love if you gave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts so that these stories of these incredible speakers are heard by more young people. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.